dousing it said, "Oh, it didn't happen. It didn't start yesterday." There has to be a clear consensus. The terror. I mean, imagine if the Pope stood up and said that terror is wrong. I don't know. I'm a dreamer, but I feel that if everybody denounced it, these people would be ostracized. Instead, they're tolerated.
No, I think you're onto something. I think the more and more people that realize and speak up about that this is wrong and what's going on, instead of shitbirds like fucking Josh to come here and say, well, I wonder why it happened. Being condescending, a little passive-aggressive bitch. Why did a terrorist attack happen today, Josh? Enlighten us.
It starts with the hate education in the UNRWA schools. The hate education is the assembly line for terror. And the whole world has looked away as UNRWA books teach kids in the West Bank, Judea, Samaria, in Gaza, that the Jews stole the land. This is in the UNRWA books. And until the world, this is why we have terror. And until they deal with this. And unfortunately, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the only way, I guess Israel has to censor the books. I don't know what else, what the other solution is. But this is the assembly line to terror. Thank you.
Part of the agenda.
Macron published a tweet saying France strongly condemns the terrorist attack that has just occurred in East Jerusalem.
This is not a big room with
It didn't happen in East Jerusalem.
It wasn't East Jerusalem.
It happened in Northwest Jerusalem. And I think that by him calling it East Jerusalem, first of all, it happened in Jerusalem. But I think that just mentioning East Jerusalem is kind of like, I don't know if it's like just again ignorant or like political.
Transhumanism, Michael, is
just wrong.
The moving forward of human beings
like
in a technological future into which we incorporate the technology, into which we...
If it actually would have happened in East Jerusalem, it would have been a little bit easy to decipher these actual things.
It's a
yeah, I mean, if it's in East Jerusalem, you know, maybe as this guy Josh says, there's justification for it. Like, why? Because, you know, under occupation, you know, they are the whole story that they tell themselves.
I didn't justify anything. I condemned it. I told you. I even said it was a terrorist attack.
No, the first thing that you said was like, why would they do it? Is there anything that is happening that will make them want to do something like this?
Yes.
That it kind of like tone. So don't gaslight, dude. This might work on you, but we can all see through you.
That's not a justification.
My point. I don't think you know what the word is.
What? To call you out?
No, I'm just saying you can't be so... You can't lack the self-awareness of why these things happen.
No, I'm talking about your self-awareness. Your immediate reaction to hearing of such a barbaric terror attack is trying to find, first of all, to not participate in mourning, not to say that it's wrong, not to like get more details. No. First of all, is blame the victims by finding some, and this is something that I don't need to explain to you. Obviously, you're like, something is wrong with your morals, and I do know that we do not share the same point of view about values and morals. But this is something that you should look at yourself, that this is the first thing that you had to come to this room after this horrific attack that 6 people or 7 lost their life, young people, and you need to say like, but why? Of course, because the women and the children are dying, so let's just like go and slaughter random people with a machine, like with a gun in the middle of the road.
Daniel, can I get a word? To be, I'm not like proposing or anything, just more functional statement. To be clear, those people were not young as far as I'm aware. Not young as in like 20 or 30. They were in age, but like that doesn't matter. The thing is for like Josh asking about like was this justified or was this not justified? The problem is that in
I never asked that.
Okay.
First of all, I didn't just hear about this from coming.
Why are you interrupting, Josh?
No,
Josh, you're interrupting you all the time yesterday in Amir's room with this young man. Let this young man speak. I think you're a threat to this young man, Josh.
Actually, someone hijacked the conversation that I was having with him.
Josh, go on.
I just want to say, I didn't hear about this when I first came in the room. So when I first saw this on Twitter hours ago, because I was up all night, I thought it was terrible. And it was gruesome. I thought it was, and my first thought was, this is going to be there's going to be consequences to the Palestinian people for this, obviously. And civilians, Palestinians are going to get hurt because of this. Settler violence is going to go up. Like, from my point of view, this is what I thought. Same thing I thought from my first.
No, settler violence is not necessarily gonna go up. It's from what I understand, settler violence is not so much reactionary as much as it is proactive. So I don't think it's gonna go up like critically. What I think
It's very much reactionary, by the way. Very much.
Pardon?
It is very much reactionary to terror attacks.
Yeah, of course. Settler violence.
Look at Hawala, for example.
Settler violence skyrocketed after October 7th. Of course, it's reactionary.
Then I'm wrong. Okay, yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be a matter of necessarily settler violence. I think it's gonna be something else. I think it's gonna be more of a military approach to Ramallah and to Judea and Samaria, and political approach to the PA. I would say that. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, definitely there will be military repercussions to this in Judea and Samaria.
Josh, your first reaction was, wow, this is going to be bad for the Palestinians, not how terrible for those poor people who got shot on their way to work. That was your first reaction?
No, you didn't listen to what I said. My first reaction was, this is gruesome. This is terrible. And then the afterthought I had was like, oh, this is only going to get worse for the Palestinians. So it happens in a sequence.
Maybe they should stop engaging in terror if they don't want it to get so much worse.
Well, there's a lot of people that have nothing to do with the terror that are going to be affected. So this is my train of thought. It goes in a sequence.
Hey, Josh, the family of those people, of the people who did it, their house is going to be demolished, right? And anybody who had anything to do with it is going to be held accountable. And that's what should happen.
Why should the family have to? Wouldn't you need to prove or have some sort of...
Because I will tell you why.
Because that's a policy. Because they housed a terrorist.
I'll tell you why.
How do you know that the families know that they're terrorists?
I tell you why. First of all, the families get compensated by the PA, okay, for their child being in jail. So in order to kind of block this financial aid, there is another financial loss, which is the house. Second one is to make those people understand that if they do something, their families would pay the price if they live there. If not, you need to move out.
Why wouldn't
and
Israel...
third, one second. And one, maybe this is a bit half off topic, but there was this Palestinian terrorist that came on 7th October and he's called his parents. Remember this? Mom, Dad, I killed 10 Jews with my own hands. I have the blood on the hands. Mom, and the parents are like so excited, like you can hear the mom and the dad, they're passing the phone. Oh, great, like my son. Oh, we're so proud. How beautiful, how beautiful. I killed 10 people with my own hand, 10 Jews, not people, 10 Jews. You need to understand that there is a problem here of indoctrination. You, living in the West, kind of project, and I get it, you project how society is in any place. And you think, like, okay, everybody is the same. No, it's not the same. It's not the same, and you need to, in order to change it, people like you should acknowledge it, because otherwise you're not helping them, because this is not helping them, kind of adding to their delusion. The fact is that they need help. They need to get rid of their leaders, be re-indoctrinated back to society, that everything that they are teaching them is wrong, and try to have a civilized society.
I think more importantly, it's scary as fuck that this guy lives in Western civilization with this ideology. This is scary. I hope you never have kids, Josh. And then I want you to read my PTR, and I'll read it out loud. I think this goes to you. Is there something wrong with the war you ordered? Have you tried releasing the hostages and surrendering? Then that won't happen. You won't be able to say this is going to be horrible for them. This is crazy that you live in a Western country with this ideology. It's actually, you should be exposed. You should be reported.
Wait, hold on. Josh, can I ask? What is
that some kind of threat? I should be exposed and reported? What is that?
That's not a threat. No, it's a promise that I wish that that's what happens to you.
Josh, just so I understand, what is your ideology? What is your position?
I'm pro-Palestinian. I'm pro-Palestinian resistance. I think that
you're pro-Palestinian.
No, he's pro-Hamas, he said earlier.
Hold on. Just, you're pro-Palestinian in what sense? In what sense?
I believe that they deserve a state. I believe that they should have individual rights.
Do Jews deserve a state and individual rights?
Oh, hold on. Caleb, hold on. You believe that Palestinians deserve a state?
Yes.
They have Jordan.
No, you get all the waterfront property. What about all the Palestinians that were there before Zionism was even a thing?
Okay, what about the Jews, the Mizrahi Jews who moved out of Arab countries? Do they deserve? Can they go back as well?
That was a terrible thing that happened. They should be able to go back, and there should be oversight, like international oversight, peacekeepers for these types of things. Or
Josh,
I don't know if.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Protect them.
No, hold on. Wait, hold on.
Dan, who will protect them when they go back to Iraq? When they go back to Syria? Who will protect them? Why would they go back?
Listen, I'm not gonna play the devil's advocate. I'm just trying to understand Josh's position. I'm trying to have a discussion with it.
Josh's position is he supports terrorism.
Okay, hold on. Josh, you know how many Palestinian Arabs were expelled during, or like left Monday Palestine during Nakba?
750,000 roughly.
Yeah, something like that. Their essentially refugee crisis has increased to like it's in the millions. Like I'm sure it's in the millions. Do you think all of them should be able to go back to the to West Bank, Gaza, and Israel proper? Like,
Are you asking me realistically or ideologically?
You can answer whichever way you want. I will probably.
Yeah, but
You can answer whichever way.
Dan, 1 second, just before you answer, Josh. Dan, it's important to note and to state that there is no other population in the world that has a refugee status that passes from generation to generation. Only the Palestinians. It is abhorrent. And it's very important to point that out, that there's no other status that has been given to any other population in the world where refugee status passes from generation to generation.
Well,
hold on. Just so I can answer Aleph. Legally speaking, like formally, yes, that is true. However, if you speak informally, technically, Jews could be considered a permanent refugee where
That's not the point, Dan. That's not the point. The point is, go look at the UN charters.
He's pointing out your double standard, though, because they should have
He's not pointing out a double standard.
The policy of Israel is not understand. Many countries have immigration policies for their own ancestors.
Generational refugee status. That's what I'm trying to say. The Palestinians.
I understand, Josh. I'm not pointing out the double standard. I'm just saying that what I'm saying is that if if international law was properly applied to the Jewish people, then they would be considered permanent refugees, where we would be able to go back to the land of Israel. However, it is not. Therefore, legally speaking, Aleph is correct. Okay, Josh, answer the question about the return of the 4 million refugees. Like pragmatically or ideologically, I don't really care.
So ideologically, what I'd like to see is a constitution where Jews and Palestinians can live side by side. That's not my realistic And I think it would be fair to say to like change that refugee status. So like if you're Palestinian but you can't trace back to where your family lived before they were, sent off to be refugees or reverse exodus, then you probably shouldn't go back. But also, I think you guys have to get rid of Aliyah because I don't see how this.
Called the diaspora.
Because hold on, the point, the thing with Aliyah is that first of all, Israel is in law declared a Jewish state, therefore it is kind of a thing. And second, there is such thing as return of refugees to an existing country, but not a return of non-existent people. And I'll explain in a second, to a non-existent country. What I'm trying to say is that under Roman occupation, there was a province in the area which was kind of autonomous, and Jews were kicked out of that area. And then only when State of Israel was reestablished did Aliyah begin formally again. Palestinian Arabs, they were kicked out of not an Arab country, at least not de jure, and hence they will not be able to exactly return in that pragmatic sense, so to speak. But in terms of the one-state solution, just out of curiosity, do you think Palestinian Arabs from Gaza, Judea, Samaria, and Israelis, especially those from right-wing and center, essentially those who do not see one-state solution as the future, do you think those two will get along or not?
So realistically speaking, I think the best thing to do would probably be like a two-state solution type thing. And if they can keep peace for like 2 decades and get a good grade for keeping peace, they can eventually, with the new generations that come, and as these extremists on both sides get, the big guy off,
yeah,
I think that a one-state solution would be possible. And just for the record, as you mentioned the existence of a Jewish state, I don't believe in a Jewish state. I don't think that a state could exist.
What do you mean?
Jews, it should be a state for
many
Jews.
ethnic states like Japan.
Hold on. I want to hear what Josh go on. Sorry, Daniel, I'm interrupting you. I'm so sorry. Josh, go on.
Yeah, I just don't like. 2 things I want to say because in response to Daniel as well. The reason I don't believe that there should be a Jewish state is because that implies the idea that Jews have
say again.
That Jews have superiority. Yeah.
Because
why does it have to be a Jewish state? Why can't it just be a state with Jews there?
Because it has to be okay. Do you know what de facto means?
Like a de facto government,
de facto means on the ground. De jure means in law or in words. So in law, so de facto and de jure, Israel is a Jewish state because it has the majority population Jewish, and because it is listed so in the law. Arab states are de facto. What?
I think that's a problem for both sides.
Now, Josh, you have similar concerns with the existence of the Spanish state, the American state, the English state, the German state, the French state, and the Russian state, I take it?
This is why I wanted to respond to Daniel. It's like if I wanted to go back to Spain. Hold on. Were you calling it? Okay, sorry. So if I wanted to go back to Spain, the Canary Islands, where my grandfather's father was
right, like before it was incorporated as Spain, back when it was Andalusia under the control of the Muslims.
No, I'm not an Arab. I'm a Cuban.
That's fine. I'm saying if we were to wind back the clock and undo the merger of Spain from the multiple kingdoms that pushed out the Muslim kingdom.
So, we don't even have to go back that far, even if I can. But the thing is, I can show.
I'm asking because you said you didn't want there to be a Jewish state, and I'm asking why are you okay with the Spanish state?
Well, I think it's probably a better example, because the way that I see this, like this Jewish state thing, it's like if my wife, who's Tunisian, if Tunisia was like, we want to take back our Carthaginian empire, we're going to expand all the way down to Tripoli, and we're going to take Sicily.
There's a problem.
Right,
There's a problem.
No, let them make their claim. Go on. What
Okay, I'm
happens?
sorry. Say, go on.
They're taking over Carthage. Go on.
Yeah, like old Carthage. I just don't think that would be okay. There's like a section.
Why not?
Can I say
Because over 2,000 years, so many people have integrated into other cultures and crossbreeding, all this stuff.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? So many other people? You mean there are no Carthaginians anymore?
Well, technically, no. Just like there's no more Canaanites.
Right. Okay, I agree with you. Hey, listen, I agree with you. It would be crazy if Algeria or Tripoli tried to reform
But they still
the Carthaginian Empire. Slow down. Because, like you said, there are no Carthaginians. My question to you is, are you saying that there are no Jews?
It's not the same as it was before, because a lot of those Jews. And by the way, there's Amazigh culture where they the Tunisian.
Of course, there's Amazigh culture. I'm familiar with the cultures of the world. Why do you believe that the Jewish nation should not have a state, in contrast to the French kingdom and formation of French states, the German federation of German kingdoms and principalities, the English merger of multiple kingdoms and invasions from eras, or the American study of constitutional liberty? Why should any state
you're bringing
exist?
but you're bringing up countries that are not comparable to Israel.
No, because you said that this particular state shouldn't exist, and I'm curious why.
Well, the only thing that you have that ties you back to Israel, which was an ancient kingdom,
would be our constitution.
And I don't think your religion.
Would that be under an unchanging, legally binding document? That sounds like a constitution from like a legal perspective.
The religion?
Hold on.
If it's in a document, it's a constitution.
But
I'm not familiar with it. Yeah.
When we, for example, like in World War II, when we're talking about the Holocaust, the Jews that were there, do you think it was about religion or about, like, for example, I'm not a religious guy, okay, at all. I'm considered by all Jew haters as a Jew.
That's right. He'd be the first one to go to kill.
So, that's funny. So where are your grandparents from? I know you told me your grandmother is actually in Palestine before it came Israel, right?
Wait, what does it matter where his grandparents are from?
Yeah, but the thing is,
won't he be Jewish anyway? Isn't that like kind of the inherent problem?
I mean, if you say
the reason that Israel exists as this refuge for Jews is not about religion. It's because Jew hatred is not about religion. Okay, it's about
you have a culture that's tied to your. Yeah, but if you want to break down, so if you're talking about ethnicity, that's your culture, right? But if we look at your genetics, you probably have a lot of ancestors.
Why do you want to look at his genetics, though? I don't get.
Wait, hold on. Can I say something?
You know what? I suggest let's do this, okay? That all of the Palestinians and all the Jews will do a genetic test.
I agree.
And each one will go to where they originated from. How do you say about that? What do you say about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I say something quickly? First of all, for genetics, it's not going to be playing in your favor that much, because most of the Jews, especially Haredim, they're going to be able to trace their origins back to Eretz Israel very easily, because they don't marry out of the Yiddish, out of the religion. Secondly, most Palestinians, they're going to find out unfortunate truth that they will trace their origins, and origins I mean like 200 years ago, something like that, back to Syria, Egypt, Saudi, Lebanon, Jordan, all of those places. To the other point that Josh was speaking about, the fact that
Hold on, can you give me? I'm at work. Can you guys give me like 4 minutes? Hold your thought where you are.
No,
yeah,
just saying.
yeah,
I
all right.
still have it. Why? Aren't you glad?
Daniel,
Now I can tell you what the top 100 hits in 1968 are.
where do you live in Israel?
Right, see? Now you're glad.
I'm born and raised in Tel Aviv, but now I'm living in Berlin for the last 3.5 years almost.
What are you doing in Berlin? Daniel Berliner.
Absolutely.
I know,
Just the fact
right?
that she's in his mind.
I moved here because I'm married with
way out
German,
of line.
and I feel like living in Israel.
Number 3, people got
Go ahead.
The rest.
Goya.
That's
Goya,
also
Goya.
a giant.
Goya.
Right now, go ahead. Can you invite Ahmed up to speak with us because he said free Palestine, and I just want to hear what he has to say. Unless it's some bullshit.
No, see, I say it's better because Daniel, at least you didn't marry a Goya, right? I say it's better.
Exactly. My mother.
Daniel, what's your question?
So the casualties are aged from 25 until 80. Like a range of ages.
I could say any song, and you could just
Yes,
start playing it.
that's
I don't know why I want to. It's just
Get incentive, but it is what do you want
really
that
translate
for?
from your ears
Marrying
to
this
your
guy, is
fingers.
it because you want to do to him
No,
what
it's
people did to
amazing.
you for a long time? Okay.
MacArthur Park.
It's a fetish.
He's a friend of mine.
But like really, like
It's a great song.
You don't know who the top is.
Oh,
Someone left the cake
we
out.
were doing
Well,
like different
I've been
role
listening
play.
to it forever, you're right.
No, we actually spoke about it. It's
And
like if
never
there
really
are people that this is like a
comics made
fetish,
jokes about that.
Be
You know,
like,
it's just a
I
cake.
think there's something to it,
like
yeah.
Nazism.
Definitely part of it. I mean, like a lot of them were raised by Nazi and Nazi facilitating grandparents.
Hold on. Okay, Josh, go on. Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt your romantic.
No, you were taking like a commercial break.
No, hey, hold on.
Yeah, because it was 4 minutes, so we kind of were.
So every DNA test, and I'm willing to touch into the test. But every time a Palestinian, and I always ask Palestinians if they have a DNA test. I get about half of them do.
I would say it's a B
I've seen nowhere less of 75% Levantine.
Levantine
includes Lebanon.
You know
Yeah,
where Levantine
that's
is?
what I was gonna say. Levant, it's a very it's a lot more than just Israel. It's going to be south. It's going to be south of Syria. It's going to be south of Lebanon. It's going to be Jordan.
Yeah, sure,
it's going to
but
be Sinai. So
obviously, these people don't call themselves Palestinians for no reason. They had family that has lived there. So.
No, they call themselves Palestinians because they try to fake a nationality.
Anti-Zionist.
I wanted, Josh. The other point you were talking about Tunisians basically taking taking back something of other nations or something.
Carthage. Yeah, Tripoli, Sicily.
Yeah. Do you know why that is not a good analogy?
Are you gonna say because the Carthaginians are extinct, but they technically are.
No. That's not what I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say is that because essentially there was never an independent state, province, or anything like that in Palestine. Even under caliphate, there was no separate state or province. The maximum that was there was Arab Jerusalem, and later on it was the building of Ramallah. But that was about it. So when early Zionists came in, they did not take over, and they did not take over an existing country. That was not the case, and there was nothing. They were just taking over a bunch of land from Ottoman Empire, and that's it.
Yeah, but they're okay. So when the Islamic Caliphate
how are
reached
you? First, I just want to answer your question.
you
asked me what's
they
my ideal
only
first date.
kicked out all the Byzantine leaders. They left the local farmers alone. So it's not like this land was completely cleansed and there was no one there, and it was just Arabs from the Arabian Peninsula.
Oh, good. They got rid of all the police. I'm sure the property value skyrocketed.
Oh, it did. The first caliphate set up the first social welfare system. Because
That doesn't sound like the property values are doing well.
I don't know what this is pertaining to, but I mean, it was a holy site for Muslims for a long time.
What the?
So, obviously, they're not. Yeah,
Holy sites don't need upkeep.
No, Jerusalem was never holy to Arabs.
Of course it was.
No, hold on. Jerusalem was never holy to Arabs in any sense of way. They actually tried to, originally Muslims and Arabs, they tried to essentially make a split from Judaism and Christianity, and so they declared Mecca and then Mecca and Medina as like the important sites, and then only later when they conquered Jerusalem and they realized like the power that they could do essentially by adjoining to the Abrahamic, to Judaism, Christianity, not so much of a fan, but anyway,
there's ancient cemeteries there. From some of the first leaders of the caliphate.
Islam had no connection to Jerusalem at all.
Hold on. I want to know, Josh, do you support the IRGC?
As like an ideal government for Iran, or as far as their resistance?
Do you support the IRGC? Do you support the
strategically?
Did you say as far as their resistance? Whose resistance in Iran?
I strategically support the IRGC.
Why do you support the IRGC, Josh?
Just so you know, we're going off to a way different topic.
No, this is part of the topic. Why do you support the IRGC?
Because they're fighting Israel and they're bombing Israel's airports.
So he supports anything that has to do with the destruction of Israel. Let that be noted. And this is why you should be reported.
That's tied to the
airport did they bomb? I'm trying to understand which airport.
Military.
I don't know which one.
The Yemen it's not a military airport.
No, Iran. The Negev.
So wait, Josh, if I understand you correctly, you support
they arrested an American journalist because he reported on it. Yeah, they did.
Okay, show us the
proof.
proof.
You support all military actions taken against the state of Israel, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, Josh, can I ask you? Wait, hold on. Josh, can I ask you this question? You talked about one-state solution, how Arabs and Jews would live together, or like a two-state solution where Arabs and Jews would live together, and yet you condone Arabs, not even Persians, Arabs, Muslims attacking a Jewish state from like 2,000 miles or something. I don't know the distance. If somebody. And yet you still think that two-state solution or even one-state solution is feasible. How exactly do you hold those?
We have to get there.
Civilians, by the way, targeting civilians.
Okay, hold on. Just go on.
IRGC targeted mostly.
Mostly. I can show you a picture of a friend's house that I was physically there with my feet on the ground. I can show you pictures. Second of all, the Weizmann Institution for Cancer is not a military place. It's where we bring innovation to the world in terms of cancer research.
All the people that got killed from those rockets were all civilians, by the way.
Yeah, we know who died. We see the videos where.
Yeah, of course, accidents happen. They're shooting ballistic missiles.
A whole block of apartment buildings is not military targets, by the way.
Josh, can you answer the question that I had, please?
If you didn't have CIA headquarters embedded.
CIA headquarters.
Hurry.
Mossad headquarters.
Oh my God, this guy's retarded.
Dan really wanted Mossad headquarters is.
Yeah, where did they just put Mossad on the top of the building and say this is where the Mossad building is?
No, but you hit them.
How would Iran know where the Mossad?
You can say these same
How would Iran know where the Mossad buildings are at? But the people who live in Israel don't even know where the Mossad buildings are.
Well, the IRGC knew.
How?
By the way, there is a.
How would the IRGC know?
Wait, hold on.
There's a very recent.
How would the IRGC know?
I know. Hurry.
They have intelligence? How?
Hurry. No, I know how IRGC knows.
No, hold on, Dan. Hold on. It's okay. Take a breath. It's okay. Hold on. How would they know? What intelligence do they have?
Surveillance. I don't know.
Surveillance? What kind of surveillance do they have?
Drones. Hezbollah was able to fly drones.
Do you think they're flying drones over Israeli airspace?
Well, Hezbollah was.
Hezbollah was.
Yeah,
Hezbollah was doing shit.
You see,
Hezbollah posted videos. Hezbollah posted videos.
That was in the north.
Yeah, but that's just so you.
That's not where the IRGC rockets were raiding.
Well, IRGC hit the Haifa gas port.
Okay, and that's a military. Installation.
Of course. Where do you think that?
Oh yeah, of
get their
course.
fuel from? Yeah.
Actually,
This guy's retarded, bro.
You hit the economy, and it did a lot of damage.
It could. Harry,
listen, just so you know, the Israeli stock market yesterday crossed like all-time high.
Yeah, it's all fake.
And it's been going down for the last 2 years.
Hold on.
It's all manipulated. It's fake.
It's 2 years. It's not. You cannot fake it. It's actually trust of investors.
To be very clear, oil reflect.
Dan.
Sorry.
Just let me add something here as well. First of all, Daniel is 100% correct. The Israeli economy is not crashed or tanked at all. In fact, the opposite. The Israeli economy is actually on a rebound that hasn't been seen for years. The amount of business that Israel is doing, in fact, it's really, really funny because a lot of the business that Israel is doing actually just now are with countries that are saying they want to ban Israel and they want to, sanction Israel. But meantime, they're buying arms from Israel at a rate that has never been seen in the country. Billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of business has been done since the start of this war, incredibly. And according to this is factual as well. The stock exchange, as Daniel has just said, is at an all-time high. The shekel has reached it. In fact, the shekel reached an all-time high against all major currencies. The day 2 of the war against Iran, day 2, missiles are being fired at Israel and the shekel's skyrocketing. Why? Because Israel is actually a good place to invest money. NVIDIA has invested an absolute fortune in Israel. They're building a plant to build chips in Israel, creating, I don't know, many thousands and thousands of jobs in the country. Other investments coming into the country as well. Israeli high-tech is firing in all cylinders as well. Recently, a company was sold for, I don't know how many billions. So to say that the economy has crashed and tanked is nonsense. And
I never said the economy. I said hitting the gas.
That missile that landed that you talk about in Haifa on the gas facilities or whatever, it hit a small pipe. It caused.
You cut out there.
Yeah, I thought it was
Iran and the IRGC. The IRGC that you support is this. Israel hit IRGC military targets all around Iran, including nuclear facilities that were being developed to create a nuclear bomb that threatened Israel's existence. Iran fired blind missiles into civilian areas in Tel Aviv and other areas as well. So you support.
Can I quickly say something?
You support.
Hold on, Dan. Let him finish.
Josh, you support terror. You support the IRGC, which is a terror organization that threatens not only Israel, but threatens the Western world. And actually, one question that I've got for you, Josh, why your obsession with the state of Israel and Jews?
He's Cuban. He's not even Muslim. Even from the Middle East.
I am a Muslim.
No, you're not.
He's married to a Tunisian woman. He reverted to Islam a few years ago. And I tried to tell Josh a few nights ago that you're so out of your element. You don't know what you're talking about. He said he went to North Africa to study Arab culture. And I was like, dude, you're a Cuban American. That's it. You don't know you don't know.
Aleph.
Tunisia's not the Middle East, Josh, by the way.
I know, but they have their Arabic culture.
Yeah, because they came and conquered the land.
I wanted a little bit of both. I wanted a little bit of Arab culture. I wanted to go to ancient Carthage, and I wanted something on the Mediterranean.
That's not Arab culture in Tunisia, by the way. That's North African.
They have a lot of Arab culture.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. It's not Arab at all.
What do they speak?
Would not tell an.
They speak a language that they got conquered by called Arabic. Yeah.
Yeah, and what are the foods that you?
It's not the original language in Tunisia.
What's on every street corner?
It's not the original language or the religion in Tunisia.
Harry's is right. They're Arabized, moron.
All of North Africa is.
Josh,
Islam conquered hearts and minds.
Josh, all of Israel is covered in Arabic writing as well, and half the country speaks Arabic. I mean, half the stage people on here speak Arabic. Are they all Arabs as well?
Just about 2 million of them.
Wait a second.
Unless if you go to
the
West, if you go to the West Bank and
Okay,
Gaza,
Josh, my grandparents spoke
you might
Arabic.
get more Arabic.
My grandparents spoke Arabic. Are they Arab?
It's not contingent on what they speak. Of course, Jews and other.
Well, that's what you just said. You said what language do they speak?
Yeah,
What language do they
said
speak?
you went there because
Well, that was one of the examples. That was one of the examples. I went off to list like 5 of them.
And then you just pointed out that that's not a good example. So why would you?
And you know, to be fair to your point, I didn't until I traveled to Tunisia. I didn't realize how much of their own culture they had.
Yeah, because you're an
So
idiot.
I don't
That's
get
why.
No, because all I knew about that place is that it was on the Mediterranean. They make really good couscous, and it's ancient Carthage. But I before going
Do you
there,
know how
I
many
had no idea.
Tunisian Jews speak Arabic? You know how many of them speak Arabic? Does that make them Arab?
they still live on.
They're Arabized.
Oh, they're Arabized. Okay, and Tunisia is not.
True that all the Jews are on the island of Turbo.
Josh, can I ask
Tunisia is
a
not.
question? I'm gonna ask you a very
There's Jewish culture in Tunisia as well. They have some of the old
As a
synagogues.
Middle Eastern Jew, I'm going to let you know now it's very offensive when you call Jews from the Middle East Arabs. And I'm assuming it's probably the same for Armenians, for Amazigh people.
They're Arabized. I mean, Mizrahi Jews are Arabized.
Gosh.
Josh, let me ask you this, and it's gonna be very provocative. I want you to answer honestly, all right?
All right, back to Danny.
You talked about two-state solution, providing guarantees for Israel or Israel and Palestine. Now, this is going to be a very provocative question, so I don't want anybody to answer in except Josh. And when he answers it, I just want to have 1 second. What do you think caused October the 7th? In your opinion?
So going by what Hamas has said themselves, I think one of the main catalysts would be the Abraham Accords.
Say again?
The Abraham Accords is one of the main things, I think.
Abraham Accords. So when Israel started making peace with Arab countries, that forced Palestinians to basically attack it. So when there's
hold on, that's a really nice way of putting it.
Is that not what you just said?
GCC countries signed a deal with Israel without including a Palestinian state in those negotiations. They turned their backs. They turned their backs on the people of Palestine. Yes.
Okay, two questions. Israel has no interest in a Palestinian state. I think, given the Bibi government, we can pretty much acknowledge that. I don't know how controversial it is, at least not for me. Why would Palestinians blame Israelis? Why would they blame? They can blame Arabs. They can attack Egypt, which is to the south of them. They can attack any other country, they can pretty much attack any other Arab country to express their anger at them for not including them in the accords. So why don't they do that instead? Why didn't they do that instead?
Why wouldn't they go for the head of the state? That's ridiculous. Also,
what do you mean?
They're already in like Israel Palestine, so why wouldn't they attack the people that have been occupying them and killing them for all these years? I'm sure if they could, they would probably take out a few Egyptian politicians as well.
They did. I think you remember Sadat. I think you do.
Yeah, they've done this in Kuwait. They've done it in Jordan. Like, of course, they get angry and lash out at other people who normalize relations with Israel. But they did October 7th because, for obvious reasons.
Is it obvious?
Hold on. Just one more question.
What is obvious? But I just don't understand. Is it so obvious that you need to rape and kill people? What's obvious?
Who was raped?
Who was raped?
Yeah, can you give me a name?
You're a rape denialist too.
Can you give me a
Josh?
name?
Okay, different question.
You can't go off by name. Hold on. You can't go off.
I need to Dan shut first.
Any forensic evidence?
Yeah, Josh, actually, I'm going to get you to talk to a friend of mine. She's a psychologist. She's been working with the survivors of October 7th, and maybe she can relay some stories of what happened. If you're on here later tonight, I'm going to bring her on especially to come talk to you. She's been working on the ground since October 7th in and out of Israel, working with survivors, both men, women, and children. Unfortunately, a lot of people have committed suicide as well since October 7th. You, since you're a rape denialist,
no, I'm not. I believe women. I just need a woman to believe.
What I'm gonna do for you, Josh,
I have plenty of news for you, bro.
She's a physician. She's a doctor. She's very credible. I'll give you her name, and I'm gonna let her know that there's another young man who is denying the rape of people on October 7th. That's women, men, and children who were raped. And I'm gonna ask her to come on here and spend 20 minutes. You can look up her physician, her number. You can look up the union, you can look her up, and you can talk to her one-on-one, and she'll tell you the stories about the survivors and people who have been raped. She can tell you about the little girl whose bowels were eviscerated because she was raped so hard that her bowels actually came out of her vagina, and how they had to patch it back in. She was about 4 or 5 years old. This happened to a little girl. So next time you ask about what rape, I'm going to message her right now for you, actually. Hold up.
Shawnee Luke was one of them, actually, and through forensic they found out that her body was she was gang raped.
Yeah.
So that's one name, and I have plenty others if you want.
There was a 14-year.
There's no what? Wait, hold on. There's no what?
That never happened with Shawnee Luke.
That did. Josh,
there's autopsy evidence to show it. What are you fucking talking about?
There was a 14-year-old girl with 17
fucking
semen samples on her body.
That was also a lie. That was also a lie.
Ellie,
you guys are just bringing up rape atrocity stories that never happened.
You need it to be a lie.
Yeah, Josh.
Yes.
Just let me say something, please. You're digging yourself a huge hole here that you're not going to be able to get out of. You sound like a spokesperson for Hamas. You sound like the dirty, filthy terrorists that committed these crimes and actually filmed themselves with their own GoPro cameras, filming those rapes and those disgusting.
There's no rape that was filmed.
Sam and I watched
it. You want to hang on, Josh. I unfortunately had the unpleasant experience of watching a 47-minute movie that was compiled and put together by all the GoPro cameras that were used by these Hamas Nukhba terrorists that came over on October 7th. You are talking through a hole in your ass. You do not know what went on. You did not see it. And actually, you know what? You believe in the United Nations. They actually produced a report on this as well. There is very credible evidence.
The Pramila
I'm sorry. You're again. You are just digging yourself a hole here. You are denying that October 7th. You're probably denying that October 7th happened. You will probably say next that you will probably hang on, Dan. Don't interrupt me. You will probably also say as well that Israel used the Hannibal directive and killed their own people. There you go. This is the next thing. You sound retarded.
It's confirmed.
Retarded. No, it's not confirmed by anyone.
Yeah, there's 13 confirmed by Israel themselves.
It's confirmed.
There's video of a tank shooting into a kibbutz. There's testimonies. Testimonies by your own people.
It's confirmed by your delusional belief of a terror organization that you think were justified in carrying out attacks on October 7th. I am not going to discuss anything further with you because you're a disgusting human being who is nothing but a terror.
Can you
by the way, Tunisian women are the ugliest women in North Africa. Everybody knows that. That's why she married you, and you didn't marry an American girl. Sorry, but that's
everyone knows my wife is Italian.
She's hairy. I can guarantee you she looks like a farmer and she's hairy.
My Instagram is in my bio. You can have it.
Well, I think
you know the report they released.
There's a reason why. Dan, shut up 1 second, please, my brother. There's a reason why that Tunisian women are clickless, and your women don't even have clickless in North.
I missed you, man. Where have you been?
Like, don't
you stupid fuck.
Don't tell me.
I love you.
You come here, you be like, like you're not the women are like.
I know you. You're my friend. We're friends.
That's the reason. No, we're not friends, Josh.
Yeah, we are.
And the reason No, don't force me to be your friend. Like you have masters, right?
We're
friends.
If
Like,
we have,
I hope
we're
that
Americans
it's an
acting
active
like
flatten.
Nazis.
I hope they flatten the fuck out of like what you say. Your wife is from what? Tunisia? Tunis?
That's right.
It's another terrorist state. No wonder why. Like you're such a jihadist kusum cum laude.
The flotilla actually stopped in Tunisia yesterday.
No,
They picked up 20 more ships.
Is that
I
the
hope
AI
that all arrested.
flotilla?
No, not the AI slap. No.
Because they forgot to crop out the AI stamp on half of the images, so we don't know what's real and what's not.
Why do they?
Well, you should look in. You should do your due diligence and do some basic research. Just
some like autistic 20-year-old is doing for attention to up her career.
Oh, Greta Thunberg is leading all 55 ships. I didn't know that she was a mastermind.
I don't know.
I thought it was. I was under the impression it was grassroots.
Go on a summer vacation and cruise around on a yacht also.
Grassroots? Come on, man.
Other things to do.
Josh,
Yeah,
can we go back to October 7th? You were mentioning how you think they did it because they wanted to disrupt like the Abraham Accords and didn't want potentially other Arab countries to recognize Israel, right?
No, it's not about disrupting the Abraham Accords. Well, maybe in the long run, but I think they're playing.
No, hold on. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. You just said the point of October 7th attack on the Palestinian side was the disruption of Abraham. You didn't even mention Saudi, which is the official lenient claim. The official non-violent claim that is made is that Saudis were making peace with Israel, which then led Hamas to actually make the actual execute the actual plan. There was nothing about the Abraham Accords. So like, what do you think is the actual reason? Because I don't think you think it's Abraham Accords. What is the actual reason?
You're like twisting what I said. You asked me.
What did you say?
You asked me why do I think October 7th happened, right?
Yes.
And I said based on what Hamas leaders have said, one of the main reasons was because of the Abraham Accords.
God, you're such a fucking idiot. It's
Okay.
No, allow me to ask what I intended on asking Josh. With that logic, okay, this is what you just stated. Are you aware of what actually happened, some years ago when the UAE recognized Israel and they engaged in diplomatic talks and signed the accords? One prerequisite was that Israel shouldn't annex parts of the West Bank, right? So when you say that they should disrupt the Abraham Accords, you also indirectly fail to realize that the Abraham Accords are what's keeping the Palestinian dream alive, the Palestinian state. You need to understand that
the West Bank in the condition that it is now is not sufficient for.
Josh, let me finish. The two-state solution died a long time ago. You had the Oslo Accords within 5 years. They should have reached an agreement. They didn't reach it. They proposed a state. They rejected it. It's quite obvious they don't want a two-state solution, right? So instead of Israel trying to give the Palestinians something, realizing they don't have a...
Have you read the Oslo Accords?
Can I finish? Yes, I actually have. Here's the thing. Realizing they don't have a partner in peace, whatever they offered to the Palestinians, they were rejected. They shifted focus to the other Arab countries, saying, if we focus on the region, focus on all the good things with all the neighboring countries, them recognizing us potentially, will make the Palestinians realize that their cause is not going to lead to anything. It will only lead to more suffering, more misery. So when you say that Hamas attacked Israel October 7th, whatever happened, okay? But you're saying your theory is they want to disrupt the Abraham Accords. So I'm going to ask you, do you think that's going to help them in the long term or not?
I never said that they wanted to disrupt Abraham. They just did it as
for fun?
All these GCC countries turned their backs on us. It's up to ourselves now.
Literally the reason why the West Bank is
how many of the Palestinian prisoners that have basically been taken hostage without
Josh, you're not addressing my point.
Josh, is your last name?
Well, you're working from the wrong. You're setting the.
Barlow?
My last name?
Is it Barlow?
No, it's Sirota. I put my full name and Instagram on my account.
No, I don't believe
and BB, so Sirota is the Jewish last name, by the way.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Look it up.
It's not.
Yes, it is. Look it up. Google it right now.
So
everyone
you're
can
putting
just
your
Google.
full name and you're supporting terrorism and you live in America? Interesting.
That's
a
right.
federal offense, by the way.
That's right.
So you support terrorism and you live in America?
I support resistance.
You're getting a
That's terrorism.
No, you said you support Hamas.
Terrorism is subjective.
No, you said
No, it's not subjective.
No, the
Yeah, it
U.S.
is.
The
You support
U.S.
Hamas.
sees Hamas as a terrorist organization.
I don't know, Josh. I would just be careful. FBI might be knocking on your door very
Well,
soon.
Yes, that was coming,
60%
Josh.
of us are
Easy question here.
support
Do you
Palestine
support-
over Israel. So.
Josh, do you support Hamas?
Yes.
So you
Do you
support
support
a
the
terrorist?
IRGC? Hang on, do you support the IRGC?
Strategically, yes.
Do you support the
Do you
Nazis?
support Hezbollah?
Strategically,
Do you support guys, one sec. Do you support Hezbollah?
Strategically, yes.
What is
Okay,
strategically?
great.
Hold on,
Thank you.
Alex.
Provided me everything that. No, this is fantastic. I'll tell you
These
why.
200 years
Because
ago.
he is actually, first of all, the guy lives in New York. He is breaking the law. He's breaking state law. He's breaking federal law right now as well. Thank you for providing me this, Josh. I just recorded.
Alex,
And I will be
Alex,
passing
you
this on,
need
first of all, to an organization
You're welcome.
called, I'm passing
You're
this on
welcome.
to
I live in Ohio.
SCN.
I wish I
It will
lived
be
in New
passed.
York, but I live
Okay,
in
great. It's going to be passed. It's going to
I think you broke down.
you still broken the law. It's technically they support Hamas. You support a terror organization, and you will reap the consequences.
Okay.
Josh, can I ask a question? Hold on,
What does
Josh.
strategic support mean?
Yeah, exactly, Jakob. That's a good question. Exactly.
What was the question?
Well,
You said I strategically support them. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
That like fundamentally, do I support what the IRGC is doing in their own country? No. Do I support them strategically as a means to liberate Palestine and their objective pertaining to?
Okay, can I ask this? Can I ask this? And can I ask this? By what do you mean by liberating Palestine? And which which part?
Lifting the occupation, stopping them from killing children, which they were doing before October 7th. Do you know what article was released on October 6th, by the way, by many news outlets?
Yeah, go.
2023 was the deadliest year for Palestinian children in the West Bank.
Maybe this should wake you up about the way that Palestinian society is using children. Instead of like waking up and gaslighting them and kind of keeping them in this situation, maybe you need to understand, and maybe you should read about it, because even your precious UN wrote reports about child soldiers in the Palestinian community. You should listen to the mothers of the Palestinian societies and what they're saying. And you know what? And read Hamas's charter of the woman's role in basically creating soldiers.
Josh, let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
Dan.
It's one quick question.
I just want to ask him something related to this.
Okay.
You've been asking a lot of questions, and let Samson talk.
Yeah. So I was actually in Israel in 2023, and I was also in what you call the West Bank. Do you know why it was the deadliest year for the Palestinians?
Wow.
Do you have a theory on why?
Are you gonna tell me because there are some kids that tried to stab soldiers, and the soldiers couldn't manhandle little kids, so they had to shoot them?
No.
Why?
So 2023, the months leading up to October 7th were quite deadly. You know, many terrorist attacks, both within Israel, also in the West Bank. I personally know a guy that was shot in his own car. I was in Tel Aviv when there was a terrorist who shot 3 Israelis. I canceled my trip to Hebron because of this. This was like the months leading up to October 7th, okay? The reason why it was dead this year for the Palestinians is because the Palestinians were committing a lot of terrorist acts, okay? It didn't just come out of the blue.
Oh, so how did the kids end up dying?
Kids are people below the age of 18.
Because they take a knife, and then when they stab somebody in the back, Josh, that's what happens. You get shot and killed. It's not that hard to understand.
So
you know that between between 2000 and 2003, there were 30 suicide bombers committed by children.
Well, there wasn't.
Again, No, there wasn't.
I looked up these statistics recently. There have been like 4 suicide bombings since the second Intifada.
Dude,
That is the second Intifada.
What?
Basically, anyone under the age of 18 is considered a child. Do you understand this? It's not like 5 years.
What years did you say?
I thought that
2000, 2003.
Yeah, that's literally second
yeah. I thought you said 2022 to 2023. Yeah, that was the second Intifada. Yeah. But that was a long time ago, and they've turned away from that, actually.
No, I'm talking about the children part. I'm talking about the use of children. By your definition of anyone under the age of 18.
I was talking about the year 2023 leading up
yes,
to
but you need to understand the society that is using children. And the definition of a child, just for your information, is anyone under 18.
That's a different topic. Like,
it's important that you use a word. You cannot imagine, like, why you ask why are children dying?
You went back 20 years from the article that I wrote.
No, I'm talking about right now. Right now, when you say a child, you mean anyone under the age of 18.
Right now, there haven't been, in the year 2023, unless if there was like one, there haven't been any suicide bombers.
I'm very sorry. I need to interrupt very quickly.
The point was not about the suicide bombers.
My headphones are going to...
The point was about the children. Dude.
My headphones are going to die, so I think let Dan ask his last question.
He's going to run away. He's running away.
I'll come back. I just need to put my AirPods back into charge.
Daniel, you're doing a good thing, but you're not asking the right question. Josh, you said that the reason for October 7th attack was the negotiations between Arab countries and Israel.
So one of the reasons.
So what is the point of them citing that there was so many? What was the point of citing that there were so many children casualties?
The main objective. I mean, all these things are catalysts for October 7th. But Hamas's main objective was to, similar to like in 2011. Remember, they took like one soldier and they were able to trade him for like over 1,000 Palestinians, including Yahya Sinwar. I think that was their objective this time, was to take hostages, do a deal, which they offered on October 9th. They're like, you can have all the civilians, we'll keep all the military. You guys can bomb us, but there can't be any ground invasion. Like, that was a proposal.
That is, of course, not acceptable.
Wait, let me ask you this.
I would have accepted that deal if I were like, I don't see why you
wouldn't. Hostages there? And they're not soldiers.
They
call any man a soldier, and they call any person that was like in military service a soldier. They have one soldier right now, okay? Matan Andres. Out of the 28, there's one soldier, okay? Matan Andres, that was taken from his tank. That's it. What are you talking about? And even if there was such an offer, of course we will not leave our hostages back there. Gilad Shalit was also a hostage, and by the way, they are not prisoners of war, because if you want to use a definition that will exonerate those terrorist organizations, then if they are prisoners of war, first of all, there's a definition which they do not apply to, but then they have rights. They didn't even get a visit from the fucking Red Cross. What are you talking about calling them prisoners of war? They're hostages, and we saw exactly how they're treating them and how they're looking. So stop defending terrorism. You're a sick person. I'm listening to you, how you calmly justifying terrorism, and you just align with anyone that will attack Jewish civilians. It's something really sick. And society has been plagued by sick people like you before, and it's not our first rodeo. But this time we have a country to defend ourselves against people like you that basically are happy when Jews die, that align themselves with anyone that would just target civilians and kill us, and then you try to come here with the moral high ground of women and children? Come on, dude. We see right through you.
Nice tangent. I would say you sound very hypocritical. I'm
just happy that you're living in North America and you're about to be arrested shortly for the crimes you said in this room today.
I think you're retarded because it's not against the law to say. It's not against the law to say. You would have. No, I'm my own company now.
You're right. They're just going to investigate into your whole life and see if you ever supported Hamas financially. And if you sent any kind of money to them at all, or any kind of terrorist organization, that's a federal offense, and you will go to federal prison for that.
How do I send money to Hamas?
Don't worry, there's ways people do it, and I'm sure you've sent or donated money to some kind of organization that says that they support the Palestinians, and then if there's further investigation into it, they'll see that it's actually money going straight to Hamas.
Yeah, but then you can't prove that I.
Oh yeah, they can prove it very easily.
Wait, Josh, you said about
You're
supporting
fucked.
Palestinian cause, right?
No, he said he supports Hamas in this room earlier today.
It's the same. The Palestinian cause is the destruction of Israel, and Hamas is just a name. I mean, Hamas is just a name, guys. I mean, it's PIJ, it's Hamas, it's PFLP. I mean, look, even at the PLO logo, that logo, all of them is the entire land of Israel. The Palestinian cause is the destruction of Israel. So there's a big difference between someone that says that they are pro-Palestine and pro-Palestinians. If you care for the Palestinians, it's either or. You cannot have both.
Hamas's 2017 revised charter.
It was not a revised.
No, I know exactly where it's going because all the pro-Palestine. Let me do this. Okay. The pro-Palestine cannot read. They let others do the thinking for them. If he had actually read the 2017, whitewashed, I don't know how you call it, Western-ready version, you would see that they would accept the 67 border, asterisks, while keeping the armed struggle against the entire land of Israel that they see as occupied. They just want to advance their forces. They don't want to accept a two-state solution. So go read and don't let others do the thinking for you.
Josh, first of all, Daniel is right. They did use that chart, that bullshit document as a stepping stone. They clearly said that. But also, that was not a revised charter. That was merely a comment made by senior official. That was not even like a revised charter. That was just some document or like they literally didn't mean it as revised charter. They just meant it as a strategic tool. But second, just out of curiosity,
you can say that. But it is what it is.
Well,
it is what it is. But it says that they will continue their struggle against the entire land of Israel. That they see the entire land as occupied, and this is the struggle to get all the Zionists, which is just like they did, find and replace all the Jews that they had in the 1888 charter to the 2017, whatever it is, version, just replace Jews with Zionists. But basically, go read. It's not that long. Actually, it's a fascinating document. Don't let others tell you what's there.
Out of curiosity, Josh, you support Palestinian.
I've read it before.
Hold on. You support the Palestinian cause, whatever it stands for. I don't really care. Do you support what happened on October 7th?
Of course he supports it. He says it's a resistance. That's what he said.
Josh, do you support it?
He said it already before.
Okay. Josh, do you think October 7th has gotten Palestinians closer or further away from their goal?
Actually closer, but I don't know if it was worth it. Well, more and more people are more sympathetic to Palestine than they are to Israel.
So Palestinian cause is just
Can I look?
Yeah, sorry,
can I answer?
Go on. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so they have a representative seat at the UN. What's happening is they're winning the hybrid warfare. I don't know if it's worth what they're losing in the kinetic warfare because a lot of people have died. However, oh shit!
This guy's a retard. My God. Yeah, they're winning the warfare online. That's more important than getting Gaza leveled to the ground. That's more important.
More countries.
These people use the Palestinians as a pawn, a political pawn, and that's all. He doesn't give a shit about the Palestinians.
Harry, just let.
No. First of all, don't tell me to let him finish. This is my room. I can say whatever the fuck I want. And this guy is sitting here using these people for fucking political pawns, bro. It's disgusting, and he doesn't give a shit about if they're alive or dead. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, I just said the exact opposite.
Yeah, we know, and you're lying through your teeth. We know.
No. I just you're not gonna believe. I don't even see the point of me being here if you're just gonna disregard everything.
We like you being here because we like to show everybody how stupid you are. So it's actually good. It's like it's like a show. It's great.
Josh, out of curiosity, you say that it's important for Palestine to be winning in what you say is like information war versus against like hybrid war. So if every single Palestinian,
I never said more important. I said the opposite. I said I don't think gaining the world's sympathy and getting people to finally wake up about Israel Palestine was worth all these deaths.
So you don't think October 7th was worth it?
No, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough question. I think that's a question that it's not for me to answer. That's up to Palestinians. You should ask Palestinians if they think. I would imagine if you ask.
Palestinians think. I know exactly what they think. I can read the polls and say that Palestinians will support October 7th again, and again until all Jews are eradicated from Eretz Israel. I can read that. I know they support it 100%. They're all on board. That's why civilians don't disclose any Hamas information. That's why so many civilians participate in October 7th.
Hold on. So, Josh, did you hate Jews before October 7th?
No. I mean, my family.
Yes, you married a Muslim.
No. Why do people interrupt them? I have a point. Did you hate Jews before October 7th?
I mean, October 7th wasn't when I got into all this.
No, I know. Like in 2017, on October 7th, exactly. October 7th, 2017, you were
crazy.
at the memorial to the murdered Jews, and you were standing up on and basically like mocking the memorial.
I wasn't mocking. I wasn't aware of.
No, you were. So I'm just wondering how long your hatred runs, like how far it runs.
So I honestly did not mean to mock that. I don't think, and I'm still not going to take it down because my sister commented on that post saying how much she loved it when she passed away. That's why I leave it up. But and she married a Jew, and the Jew that she married liked that photo, and my Israeli friend liked that photo. And you see, this one when you post a picture like that in 2017, no one really cared. Like, it wasn't a sensitive topic. Like, it wasn't like people didn't look at that and say, "Oh, he's cute." Now the climate is different. Now everything's different because
So was your sister married when she passed away?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
And
her last name was Ramirez, right?
No, her last name was her married name was Dean Kluger.
Dean Kluger. What was her first name?
Stephanie. Oh, Ramirez is my sister-in-law, my brother's wife.
Oh, but you said my sister commented on this above this text, right?
She said something like, "I want to frame this."
Josh, why did you change your picture from yesterday?
What did I have yesterday?
Your Instagram PFP.
So her before married name was...
No, my Instagram PFP is always the same.
So you're
you mean, yeah. I changed...
Kluger.
Okay, no, fair enough.
So you changed your last name from Dean to Sirota?
No, Dean Kluger is because her husband's parents, Dean, I think, was a mom and Kluger was a dad, I think.
Josh, are you Muslim?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. So, out of curiosity, you believe in Quran wholeheartedly, right?
No, but hold on, guys, man. Stop. Hold on for a second.
Yeah, I'm not getting into religion now.
Do you hate Jews because did something happen with the passing of your sister? Is that what happened?
No, not at all.
So then where did the Jew hatred come from?
It's not, all right, let's just say it is through hatred for the sake of argument. Sheikh Jarrah, 2021, is when I started learning about this stuff more intensely. But to be honest, I watched Schindler's List when I was 12 with my parents. And I asked my mom, in the end, when they're walking on the train tracks, I was like, "So where are they going now?" And she was like, "Oh, from there they went to Israel a lot of them." And then she made a comment, something like, "It's sad because they're doing the same thing to the Arabs that was done to them," which I understand it's not exactly the same, but you get what she was saying.
No, I don't get what she's saying.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Get what she's saying at all. She's
and my mom.
She's doing verbal diarrhea. Just
sure. So there's another story where my parents went to
you speak
my parents.
You speak with such you speak with such conviction. You know that? It's actually, this is indicative of your generation today as well, that know nothing about the region, know nothing about what's actually going on, yet you seem to speak with such, conviction and truth. And it's fascinating to me that you people, pseudo-intellectual people, actually have zero.
Why did you convert, Josh? You look like a happy kid, like putting the star on the Christmas tree. Like, why would you? What happened?
Why did I convert to Islam? What is that? Are you asking why I changed my?
Sorry.
I don't know if you're asking why I converted to Islam. Like I said, I'm not going to open the can of worms of religion right now because I always know
it's not a can of worms of religion. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of where your Jew hatred came from.
You want to know
why you converted? Is it like you converted and then started hating Jews, or did you hate Jews and then that's why you converted? Like I'm trying to put like the whole picture together. I just find it's very obscure to me that somebody would talk the way you do and openly admit that they support Hamas, that they support Hezbollah, that they support the IRGC.
Well, I imagine you would have supported the Irgun if you were alive in the 30s.
Yeah, except we're not talking about the 30s. We're talking about 2025.
Hold on, to be clear, Irgun attacked. Irgun, I'm pretty sure, did not have an explicit anti-Arab policy. I'm pretty sure they were very anti-British. So the only way you would qualify like them to IRGC or something is if IRGC explicitly attacked IDF, which they do not. Just so we're clear.
And I still didn't get an answer on why you hate Jews, like Josh.
Well, I told you from a young age, my parents told me they went to Israel and they had a Mossad driver as their driver. And he pointed over.
I didn't say I'm an ex-Muslim. Come on. Okay.
Yeah. Well, my dad.
Okay.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because my stepdad's Jewish, and he has a really good friend who served in the IDF. So I imagine he got that connection from him. And the driver was laughing and pointing over the wall and said, "Look, we keep the Arabs up there like dogs." And I was like, but I didn't really get into Israel-Palestine. I just always knew that story. And then I got in more and learning more about Israel-Palestine during Sheikh Jarrah.
So your stepdad's Jewish.
Do you even know the story about Sheikh Jarrah? Do you know?
That's where the name Sarota comes from. Hold on, because my headphones died. Give me a second.
Guarantee this guy doesn't even know the story about Sheikh.
I know Ryan's viewpoint. Like Sheikh Jarrah was on lease or something.
Retarded beyond belief.
Yeah.
Sheikh Jarrah, Shimon Tzaddik, and honestly, I don't know why you guys are even engaging with this.
Oh, I don't want to engage. I want to get
it's okay.
If everyone's an expert in Israel until you ask